begin the class by sharing a short story with you. And I think that it's one that really resonated with me. It's a simple story, and hopefully it will resonate with you. The story goes like this. There was this old woman who was known as the crying woman. She was always worried, she was always crying. And the reason why she was always worried and crying was because she had two daughters, and the one was married to an owner of an umbrella shop, and the other one was married to the owner of a noodle shop. And she used to worry terribly every time that it rained. She would be so worried for her daughter, who was married to the owner of the noodle shop, because who would buy noodles on a rainy day? And then when the sun was out, her worries were all around her daughter married to the owner of the umbrella store, because who's going to buy umbrellas in sunny weather? So every day she worried, and she would lament and tell everyone her worries, and she got to be known as the worry lady, the crying lady. And one day she encountered this monk, and this monk said to her, why are you crying? Why are you so sad? And she told him her story and her woes, and he listened and he gave that as he followed her story. And at the end he said, I've got a very simple solution for you. Change your perspective. Change your perspective on the days that it's sunny. Think about your daughter and her noodle shop and how prosperous she is. And on the days that it's rainy, think about your daughter and her umbrella shop and think about how prosperous she is. And the lady went away, and it took some time and it took some training and retraining of her mind, but eventually she began to focus on the prosperity of her daughter's stores. And she changed, and she began to be known as the laughing lady. And everybody loved to come around because spending time with her, she was just a ray of sunlight. And I think very often in our lives we can get caught up in a certain perspective where, if things don't go how we wish they would, we become attached to what we wanted, and we can only see things from the one perspective. And this creates unnecessary suffering in our lives. But if we're able to open up and to change our perspective and to look to the other side of the coin, there'll always be something that we can hold on to that can help us to change our perspective and help us see the brighter side of life. I love that story, and I'm working on changing my perspective in a couple of areas in my life. Let's start with our hands on the knees, lengthening the spine, closing the eyes. And as we come into our practice this morning, as we begin to breathe deeply into the Ujjayi breath, let's begin that simple practice of changing our perspective. If right now, sitting here, you are noticing perhaps some discomfort or tightness in your body, change your perspective and begin to notice where you feel openness and freedom. And if perhaps you are distracted by noise around you or noise outside of the busyness of family life, then perhaps change your perspective to a gratefulness, a thankfulness for those making the noise. Just take a few more breaths here in stillness. On the next inhale, stretch the arms up overhead. Reach the palms to touch, draw the navel to the spine, activate into the core, Bring the hands together down into Anjali Mudra. And this is a beautiful mudra of seeing the beauty around you, seeing the beauty in those that you look at, as well as seeing the beauty within yourself. Let's open the practice with one arm. Inhale deeply. Gently opening through the eyes. And we'll start our practice here in tabletop. As you find your tabletop position, begin to press your back ribs up towards the ceiling and look in towards your thighs. Inhale here. Sigh the breath out. Cat and cow. Inhale. Drop the belly, lift the heart. Look up. Exhale and round. Release your neck. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do 4 more of these. As you spread the fingers wide and connect to all 5 fingers as well as the heel of the hand. Pressing down through the tops of the shins, right down to the very tops of the feet. And allowing this movement to originate in the tailbone. Lifting and opening up into the heart. As you exhale and round, stay there again. Full inhale. Sigh the breath out as you exhale. Curl your toes under. Lift your knees just slightly off the floor. And then from here, press all the way back, buttocks over the heels, lengthen out the spine. Try and bring your ears in beside the arms, press the mat away. Take 2 more breaths here. Now straighten your legs, lift the hips high, press the heels to the earth, and come into your Adho Mukha Svanasana. Perhaps you want to make space for the neck by releasing the shoulders. Perhaps you need to bend your knees. Maybe there's a desire to pedal out and to walk out through the down dog. But when you can, come into stillness, stretching the spine, and notice your breath. Alright, and now let's ripple back and forward into plank and down dog, moving with breath. Lead with the space between the shoulder blades, so keep your chin tucked. Inhale, push through the back body as you roll forward. And then use the lift through your core to press back to downward facing dog. So you can do this action completely from your shoulders and your wrists, or you can create this from the core and the back body. Let's do 5 more. When we get back to plank, we're going to stay there. Breathe here. Press down through the hands, lift the center of the body up, and just find yourself in your plank pose. Lengthen the crown of the head away from the heels by hugging up through the front of the body. 1 more inhale. And exhale, you're welcome to drop your left knee down or place your right foot on top of the left, and inhale, reach the right arm up. Keep the toes curling towards your face. 3 more breaths. Where's your perspective? Coming back to center, placing your right hand up. Now roll over onto the opposite side, and remember you have the option to take your hand towards, your knee towards the earth. 3 breaths here. Coming all the way back, lift your hips high to downward facing dog. Take an inhale. As you exhale, drop your elbows to the earth, and let's find a couple of breaths here. Drop your knees to the earth. Pull the elbows in underneath the body, palms are facing up, and take Child's Pose. And then when you're ready, just return to your downward facing dog, lifting the hips up high. If you need to pedal out the legs, go ahead and do. And then inhale, take your right leg up, reach it away. Bring your knee in towards the nose as you roll the shoulders forward over the wrists, and then extend your leg away. Take your knee to your right elbow. Take it back. Awaken your core. Take it to your left. Take it back. Bend your knee, yawn and open. Stack one hip on top of the other. Balance through the shoulders. Take an inhale. And exhale. Straighten through the leg. Drop your right foot to meet the left. Inhale, take your left leg up. Bring your knee in towards your nose. Roll forward. Extend your leg away. Take it towards your left elbow and extend it away. Take it through to the right and extend it away. Bend the knee, yawn and open. Press your right heel down. Breathe here. Straighten the leg. Bring both feet to the earth. Can your big toes touch? Roll forward into your plank pose. Take an inhale and exhale. Drop your knees to the earth, bend the elbows and bring your heart to the floor. Come onto your fingertips. Inhale, peel and lift through the chest. Stay for the exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, release all the way down and press back into Child's Pose. Bring the elbows in under the body and the palms facing up. Stop here for a moment. When you're ready, coming back up into your downward facing dog. Lift the hips up high. Take an inhale and exhale. Bring your elbows towards the earth, dropping them down. Roll your body forward, coming into your forearm plank. Strengthen through the front of the back body, open the heart. Take an inhale and exhale. Now bring your right hand towards the left elbow, roll onto the right side of your foot, curl the toes towards the face. Reach your left arm up. Breathe here. Coming back down, swapping around. Make sure that the elbow is on the earth before you pivot. Reach your right arm up and breathe here. Come back down towards your forearm plank. Drop your hips down, open the hands. Find your Sphinx pose. Lift the chest and then take your fingers a little wider and lift into your seat. Cultivating that back bend. Take a full inhale And exhale. Good, bring the hands, the chest all the way down, hands under the shoulders, press into your plank pose and then downward facing dog. Take your hands nice and wide, bring your big toes to touch. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, walk, step or float. Inhale, long spine. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise all the way to the top. Find a little back bend, hands together before the heart. 3 rounds Surya. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, bring the hands to the earth. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, walk, step or float back. Please take Chaturanga, your variation. We've warmed up the shoulders, we've warmed up the wrists. We've found our back bends. Take a full inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, walk, step or float. Inhale, long spine. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, round 2 to the earth. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, walk, step or jump. Chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog. Deep inhale. And exhale, big toes touch. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, step or float. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, hands together before the heart in breath. 3 breaths here. When you're ready, releasing the hands by the side body. Inhale, reach up, taking your left leg up with you. Hook your left foot into the right inner thigh. And find Vrikshasana, tree pose. Take a full inhale. And exhale. 2 more breaths. Bring the hands together before the heart. Reach your left knee into the chest and then drop into a standing splits. Take that left leg up high. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Step all the way back. Find your plank pose. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Take a full inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift your right leg all the way up high. Bend the knee, yawn it open. Straighten the leg, step it through between the hands. Step your left foot to meet the right. Big toes touch, long spine. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Bringing your right knee up with you. Take the right foot up into the left inner thigh. Press the 2 together. Find your balance. Reach the arms up. 3 breaths here. And when you're ready, bring your hands together before the heart. Releasing to a standing splits. Right leg up to the sky. Step back into your plank pose. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Take a full inhale here. And exhale. Bring your big toes to touch. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Walk, step or float. Inhale, long spine. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Palms touch. Take the hands down by the side. And pause for a few breaths. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sit into Katasana. Draw the navel up and in. Take a full inhale. And exhale. Come up onto your tippy toes. Bring the hands together before the heart and make your way all the way down into your Malasana. Open the knees wide. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Bringing the elbows to the earth if it's available. Tucking all the way in. 2 breaths here. From here, coming up onto the hands and perhaps staying in your squat
or moving into your crow pose. Spread the fingers, lift up through the feet. Take 3 breaths here. And then we walk, step or jump back. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Take a full inhale and exhale. Press through your left foot, inhale, take your right leg up, bend the knee, yawn it open, straighten through the leg, step it through between your hands, press your back heel down, inhale, rise up, warrior 1. Take a full inhale here, exhale, sit a little lower. Swing your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, lift and open the heart. Exhale, fold forward on the inside of your right leg. Breathe in here. Take 1 more inhale and exhale. Releasing your hands to the earth, coming onto the toes of the left foot. Take your right arm up. 1 inhale and exhale, releasing the hand to the earth, taking your 3-legged dog, and then flow through Chaturanga. And we meet in downward facing dog. Take a full inhale here and exhale. Pressing through your right foot, inhale, take your left leg up. Bend your knee, yawn it open. Straighten through the leg, step your foot through between your hands, press your right heel down. Inhale, rise up, warrior 1. Take a moment here to find the shape in your body. 1 more breath. Swing the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers, lift and open the heart. Fold forward on the inside of your left leg. Pull the left hip back, reach the arms up and over, and look towards the inner arch of your right foot. Take 3 more breaths. Releasing your hands to the earth, come to the toes of the right foot, take your left arm up. Breathe here. Taking both hands to the earth, reaching back into your 3-legged dog. And then flow through Chaturanga. And land in your downward facing dog. Take a full inhale and exhale. There's 3 breaths here. Bring your big toes to touch. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend your knees, walk, step or float. Inhale, lift and lengthen your spine. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees deeply. Sit into Katasana. 3 breaths here. Inhale, rise to stand, find a little back bend. And then come back to Samastitihi. Pausing here. When you're ready, find Utkatasana. Take your left leg over the right and cross at the ankle. Take your left arm in underneath and sit into your eagle. Keep moving the elbows and the knees towards the midline of the body, hugging in through the ribs. 3 breaths here. When you're ready, begin to unwind, but you're taking your right hand to the earth, reaching your left arm up and coming into your half moon. Take a full inhale. And exhale, those of you who have it in your practice to bend the top leg and take Shavasana, please do. 3 more breaths. And releasing the leg, releasing the arm, bend your right knee, land slowly into Warrior 2. 2 breaths, finding and aligning into Virabhadrasana 2. When you're ready, flip the front palm and reverse. And then windmill your hands down to the earth. Step back into your three-legged dog and stay there. Bend the knee, yawn it open. Flip into your wild thing if it's available. Let's transition into side plank if you feel you have the strength, and then drop into your plank pose. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, back to downward facing dog. Take a full inhale here, and exhale. Bring your big toes to touch. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, step or flow forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms touch. And then when you're ready, take your right leg up and over, right arm under. Sit into eagle. Begin to cultivate this focus on drawing into the center of your body here. 3 more breaths. When you're ready, release, taking your left hand to the earth, reaching your right arm up and come into your Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Perhaps this is it. Maybe you bend the top leg and grab onto the foot. Releasing the arm, releasing the leg. Bend your front knee, land mindfully back into Warrior 2. Take a few moments to align here. There's no rush to be anywhere. Flip your front palm and reverse. And then windmill your hands down to the earth. Step back into a 3-legged dog. But stay here with the left leg lifted. Bend the knee, yawn it open, and then when you're ready, flip into your wild thing. Can you transition from here to your side plank? Back to Chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Now bring your elbows to the earth. Keep your hands as wide as your elbows. Lift up through the center of the body. Maybe walk your feet in just a little closer, lifting your hips up just a little higher. Now walk your feet away, come into your forearm plank. Breathe here. Drop your hips to the floor, lift into your Sphinx. Take your hands wide, straighten the arms, lift into Seal. If you still want a little more, bend the knees and look up towards the ceiling. When you're ready, releasing all the way down. Hands under the shoulders, curl the toes under, hug the elbows in, press into your plank pose, and then your downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. This time bring your thumbs to touch, big toes to touch, lengthen through the body. Hug everything into the midline, get stable. Now inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, jump to Malasana. Take the hands together before the heart in prayer and sit here. big toes to touch. We're going to do our second round of crow. Some of you may have crow to headstand, and you're welcome to take that. If it's new to you, please be mindful, especially you don't want to jolt on your neck when you land. And then from our crow, we will jump back to plank, or possibly from headstand back to plank. But if you're new to the practice, be really mindful. And again, be mindful of not jolting into your neck. So when you're ready, spread the hands, lift up. With the hips, bring your knees in towards the upper arms and begin to lift through your feet. So this is perfect right here for you to stay. Some of you might want to gently, mindfully bring your head down, and you might just stay here with the knees on the arms, and that's quite a good place to be, practicing the beginning of a tripod headstand. Please don't collapse through the shoulders. If you want to bring your knees in and begin to lift your legs up to the sky, go ahead and do, but you're hugging your elbows in. From crow, you can jump back. From headstand, you bring your legs down halfway and then you shoot back into chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Please be mindful with these more advanced transitions as you learn and discover yoga. Take one more inhale and exhale. Inhale, take your right leg up high. Bring the knee in towards your nose. Extend the leg away. Take the knee to your right elbow. Extend it away. Take it to your left elbow. Kick your foot through. Take your left arm up and look towards the fingers. 3 breaths here. Fallen triangle. Bring your hand down. Take your right leg up to the sky. Step it through between the hands. Press your back heel down. Reach your right hand on the inside of your right foot. Straighten the right leg. Now if you need to lift up higher through the right side of the body, taking your hand up higher, please do. You can look up towards your fingers. Three more breaths. When you're ready, bend into the front knee, lift and transition into warrior 2. Soften the shoulders, find the gaze of the index finger of your right hand, flip the front palm and reverse. Windmill your hands down to the earth, step back into a 3-legged dog, and then flow through your variation of chaturanga. Take a full inhale here and exhale. One more time. Press through your right foot, lift your left leg up high. Bring your knee in towards your nose. Extend your leg away. Take it to your left. Extend it away. Take it across to your right. Step your foot through. Reach the right arm up, and there's 3 breaths here. Bringing your right hand down, taking your leg back up, and then step it through between the hands. Press your right heel down. Left hand on the inside of the left foot or on a block or higher up. Straighten your left leg. Reach your right arm up. Now be mindful that you're not locking out your front knee. And breathe here. If you need to take this hand up higher, go ahead and do. Now can you connect into your back foot? Inhale from your core. Rise up, bending that front knee. Warrior 2. Flip your front palm, reverse. Windmill the hands down to the earth. Step back into your 3-legged dog. And I invite you to transition through your chaturanga. Back in downward facing dog. Take a full inhale and exhale. When you're ready, take your knees wide, press the buttocks over the heels and come into child's pose. And when you're ready, returning all the way back to your downward facing dog. Lengthening out through the body. Now when you're ready, bring your big toes to touch. Slowly roll forward towards your plank pose. And then mindfully come down onto your belly. And let's start by sliding the hands just underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Zip your legs up as if you only have one leg. Inhale and peel the heart up. Now to be sure that we're lifting the heart without using the hands, lift the hands and embrace into your back muscles. Keep the back of your neck long. Building strength. 2 more breaths. Now we're not going to come back down. We're going to extend the arms behind us and lift our legs. Continue to breathe here. And we're not going to come down, we're going to bend through the knees and grab onto our feet. And from here, kick and lift. We're not yet coming down, just the knees and the legs go down. Hands come back underneath the body. Inhale and we lift into up dog. Roll over the toes. And feel now your spine back in your downward facing dog. Strengthening into our back body. Bring your big toes to touch. Roll forward into your plank. Slowly come down onto your belly. Now, let's just take 3 breaths here. Hug your elbows in. Inhale, lift the chest. To be sure you're not pressing through the hands, lift the hands, hug the elbows in, energize your legs. Breathe here. Now can you stay up, reach your hands back, maybe even interlace your fingers and lift your legs. Keep the back of your neck long. Maybe stay here, just bend the legs and grab onto your feet and lift. And then when you're ready, releasing the legs and the arms, lift into your up dog. Keep the back of your neck long. Downward facing dog, and feel the transition and the change and the shift and the release in your spine. Such a powerful practice, not just for our spines, but to open up the energy centers through the body. When we're stuck in only just one perspective, creates stuck energy in our body. And a practice like this where we move energy can help us to shift our perspective when energy flows freely, more freely in the body. Come all the way forward, bring your knees to the earth. Keep your toes curled under and sit back. Broken toe pose. Feel what this practice means in your body. And just a little tip, and perhaps I should have mentioned at the beginning of the class, but these Vinyasa classes are really nice practice in a warm room. So if you can crank your heating up or put a heater on or warm the room, it really can enhance the experience of the practice. If that's not for you, that's okay. As we're now really stimulating back into the energy of the body again. Notice your perspective. Notice if you can change your perspective. Sometimes it's hard, especially when we feel in a pinch in life and our perspectives seem to be stuck. Beautiful. Come up to high kneeling now. Just tap your feet and release them there, okay? Make sure that your knees are 2 fist distance apart. Bring your hands into your lower back. Lift and open through the front of the body. Begin to find a back bend. You're most welcome to stay here. If you want, you can take your hands to the heels. We've done a lot of preparation for this pose. And let's see if we can breathe here. You always want to have the back of your neck long. It's like there's somebody's hand holding you just at the very base of the skull. Going for a long hold today. See if it's available for you, or come out and then come back in. Changing the front of the body, changing the energy in the front of the body. Opening up. Just 2 more breaths. Maybe you support the lower back to come up. And then just sit down, don't fall forward yet. Keep your hands on your lower back as you feel the rebound in the shape, as you feel the body, the energy streaming back and moving through the body. Bring your hands on to the earth, not yet a child's pose because I don't want us to counter pose too deeply yet. Drop the belly down, inhale with the heart look up. Exhale and round. 3 more. Last one. And now you might want to hover with the back ribs up, looking in towards the thighs, and maybe even take another whole breath here. Be sure the sides of the neck and the jaw loose. Bring your buttocks back down. Second round of our camel pose. Find your alignment. Maybe this time you want to keep the hands up. Maybe you want to use blocks to place your hands on. Hug elbows in. Maybe you just want to move here. It's a long hold again. See where you're at. Remember to honor your body, honor your practice. If you need to come in and out, go ahead and do. And as we breathe here, I'd like you to visualize your very root chakra at the very tailbone. Feel that space opening. Visualize your navel behind the navel. Feel that opening. Your solar plexus where the ribs meet. Open up there. Your heart space. Open up the front of your throat. Open up your third eye space. Open up the crown of the head. Open up. 3 more breaths. When you're ready, come on up and support yourself. We're just going
to bring the big toes to touch and to sit down here. Nothing more. Soften the shoulders from the ears. Great feeling as you begin to feel all the tightness that perhaps has accumulated opening up. Now when you're ready, I invite you to keep your left leg where it is, to take your right leg out in front of you and come to sit down, not on your leg. Now if this is too much, if you have any kind of a knee injury, then you just flip your leg out this way instead. And if the knees don't quite touch initially, that's okay. As you practice, you'll begin to roll the inner thighs inwards and the knees will move towards each other. From here, just come back onto your elbows. If this is okay, come onto your hands. If it's okay, come onto your elbows. Breathe here. Notice again where your thoughts have gone. What's your perspective here? And is there a way that you can shift it if it needs shifting? Sometimes your perspective is spot on for where it needs to be. Maybe you want to come down even more. That's always the option. Arms can come up and over. Just keep listening to the encouragement of the body. Maybe you wish to bend your right leg. Soften around the practice. Maybe you even want to bring your right foot across onto your left knee. Still in a back bend here. Beautiful. When you're ready, we're going to make our way out. So find your way back onto your elbows if you went down. And then come up to seated. Let's straighten through both legs. Flip the toes back towards your face and then point through the toes. And then flip them, because that can be really strong on your ankle. And now let's do the other side. So choose wisely now. Is your knee curling, your foot curling outwards or inwards? And if you have one injured knee, you can do half-half. Work your inner thighs towards each other. Draw the navel up and in, lengthen the spine. Curl the toes of the left foot up and in. Maybe just lean back. The minute this knee lifts, you know that you're at your edge of the pose and you need to come out, because that knee needs to stay down. It's too much tension on the knee if it lifts. Maybe you take your elbows down. Notice how you're feeling in the lower back as well, in the SI as well. Please don't force it, but if the invitation is there, come on down onto your back. Maybe take the arms up overhead. You can always have padding underneath your knee if you want. Or again, flip it the other way around. Remember, this is a practice. Try to find the container, the shape, the energy, without trying to perform a pose. Just feel into the pose. Maybe you bend through the left leg. Be present in the shape. Maybe you take the left ankle across the right knee. And there's a whole lot of opportunities here. And then come on back and release the leg. Come back up first onto your elbows and maybe just over here first.
And then come up to your hands. And then release your legs, sitting up into Dandasana. Point and flex through the feet a little bit. Still not yet countering. We'll counter pose by forward folding deeply in a moment. But first I want you to come and sit on both your knees. Take your feet out wide. And now for some of you, there's the need to sit on a block. And if you're sitting up on a block, then this shape for you is just going to be either sitting upright, lifting up, hugging knees in, or maybe leaning back. So with a block, you won't go further than this. Otherwise, if you're not using the block and if your buttocks is tucked comfortably between the heels, you can lean back here, observe and see. Maybe you come onto your elbows, bringing your hands onto your floor. Again, the minute the knees lift up off the earth, you know you've definitely gone too far. You need to come out, or else you'll have sore knees. Maybe you want to come further. And there's also the option to lean over a bolster here if you have one ready. Maybe grab opposite elbows. And again, like we did in our Camel Pose, see if you can feel the opening of the energy centers in the front of the body. I saw a lovely quote this morning that said, the more I learn, the more I realize I need to learn. And it's beautiful to always be on a journey of learning and inquisitive and open. And on the mat, very often, what happens is the more we learn, the more we realize how much we need to unlearn. We all have this universal truth within us that gets clouded by the stories, the cultures, we call them samskaras, the patterns of life, and they often fuzzy and cloud our vision of the truth. It's like looking through fuzzy glasses. We only see a version of the truth based on who we are, our perspectives, what has happened to us. So the world is as we see it, and we don't see it as it is. 3 more breaths. When you're ready, we're going to pause for those 3 breaths. And now slowly, slowly, slowly begin to come up. This is a very strong pose, so you might just want to come up for a moment here. And just honor this, just feel how you're feeling in your body. And then when you're ready, begin to release your legs out in front of you. Drop both knees over to the left and look to the right. Come up and roll to the other side. 2 more times and roll even into the ankles, because that's pretty strong into the tops of the feet. And let's just do 1 more either side. And now we want to forward fold. We're going to start gently. Bring the soles of the feet together. Take your hands to clasp your feet and just lean forward. Lean forward from your tailbone. And as you lean forward from the tailbone, you feel a broadening across your body. You can bring your elbows hugging back in towards you as much as is possible. Whatever you do, you want to avoid any urge to round, because the minute you round, you short circuit what is happening in the back body. And then as you move through breath, you can allow yourself to come deeper into the shape. It depends on how you've been, what you've been doing, sitting a lot or walking a lot. I've been cycling quite a lot, so I find them very tight to clasp my lower back. but honor that, be with it, and just allow your practice to create transformation. And then when you're ready, inhale, rise all the way up and bring your left leg in, extend your right leg out. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, forward fold over your extended leg. Hug your elbows in and breathe here. Inhale, rising all the way up, releasing the hands down. Take your leg out to the other side. Bring your knees in towards each other again. So we've been here. Inhale, stretch the arms up, but this time we're going forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up, releasing the hands by the sides, extending your leg out. To the other side, Shavasana, right foot into the left inner thigh, reach the arms up, fold forward. And this time spent in our supine poses at the end of our practice is most valuable. Realigning, stretching out the body, reinforcing all that space that we created through our flow. So if we reach all the way up and then bring your hands down and now turn the leg around. So if we just did our Vinyasa practice, fast practice, and didn't come into these longer holds, we would just stretch our muscles and then walk away and they would tighten up. But what we do is we stretch and we open the body and we open the muscles, and then we come and we reinforce this with longer holds, longer stretches. And then when we leave the mat, we've done that opening and lengthening and strengthening, and then we've reinforced it in the longer holds. And also you're less inclined to be sore if you give your body a good stretch after you practice. We never want our yoga practice to create pain in the body, but it is a physical practice, so when you're using your muscles you're going to feel it, and that's a good feeling. Good, and then inhale, coming all the way up, releasing the hands down. Now we want to twist, so take your right leg up and over, fold your left leg in. Please make sure you're not sitting on your feet. And then you want to draw this leg in close enough so your big toes just sticking out beyond the knee. And then hug your leg in. Take your right hand behind you. You're even able to hook the elbow to the outside of the knee if you wish. Long spine. And now breathe into this twist. Know that this twist is nourishing your spine, nourishing your internal organs, fantastic for your circulation. Cleansing practice. Coming back to center, I'd like you to keep your left leg in front of you and swing your right leg behind you. Inhale, lift up high. Exhale, fold into your pigeon pose. Maybe take your hands right forward and turn the palms to face up. And breathe here. Bring the hands underneath, inhale, lift all the way up. And now swing your right leg in front of you Take your left leg up and over, bend through the right leg if it's available. Again, measure up that your big toe is just a little bit in front of your knee. Twist over towards your left side. Either hook on or take the elbow to the outside of your left knee. Draw the navel up and in. Looking over your left shoulder. Allowing this pose to nourish your body. And then when you're ready, coming all the way back, it feels really good. Swinging your right leg out behind you, lifting up into your pigeon pose, using props if you need, and then fold forward and take your arms forward if it's available, and just open up the fingertips. Turn the palms to face up in a gesture of receptivity, being open to receive change, open to let go of those perspectives that are keeping us stuck. Inhaling, coming all the way up, dropping onto your right hip, swinging your legs around, placing your feet on the floor, and we're going to remind our bodies of that back bend before we leave. And you're welcome to take a bridge or a full wheel pose before settling into our Shavasana. So choose wisely. Either you press through the hands and the feet and lift the hips up. You're welcome to interlace the hands behind the body, walking the arms in underneath, and coming into your bridge pose. If you want to move into your wheel pose, take your hands either sides of the ears, hug the elbows in, press through the feet, and then when you're ready, lift your hips, lift right up, and find the full expression of your wheel pose. Come to breath. And then when you're ready, slowly making your way all the way down. Let's not counter pose yet, just pause. And the counter pose we need is just Shavasana. Take the palms to face up. Release the legs. Come to breath. Begin to move, stretch, and then rolling onto your first side, just staying here for a minute. And slowly coming up to seated. And just bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, the sacred mudra, and remind yourself to look for a brighter perspective in everything. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I look forward to